It's finally out. I am making an anime. I am credited as the original creator and the supervising director. I own the rights to this. I want to release this for free for my YouTube channel.
You heard it right. Anime Zone is officially back with his first ever original anime. Only took him fame, an international music producer, a backing from multiple animation studios, a great vision with a burning passion, and finally, a shit ton of money. As in hundreds of thousands worth of money. Easy, right? But honestly, that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating. Most of the time, when a YouTuber announces they're making an anime, it's either just a fun idea they throw around or a short animation that never really goes anywhere. Garnt's approach feels completely different. Despite how casually he's talking about it, this looks a lot like an actual production, one that could hold its own in the current anime landscape. So buckle up, because our favorite ex-BBC escapee is finally putting all that anime talk to the test with his first ever original creation.
At first glance, Baan looks deceptively simple, an 18-minute isekai short that leans on Southeast Asian myth instead of the usual Knights and Dragons palette. I like that it immediately feels less like another recycled fantasy and more like a focused idea with something specific to say. The runtime matters. Short form forces precision. You don't have time for fillers, so every shot, line, and frame has to earn its place. The plan to premiere in a theater and then drop the film on YouTube with a making of attached tells me they're thinking about both credibility and reach. They want critics to take it seriously and fans everywhere to actually watch it the minute it's available. That mix of prestige and accessibility is clever, and honestly, it's the kind of play that turns a neat concept into something people actually talk about. If that sounds like a lot for what could be a small project, wait until you hear who helped build it.
What sold me on this project isn't just that Garnst wrote the story, even that can be a selling point on its own, it's who he teamed up with. Baan is being produced under GX Plus's new GX Productions arm and animated by Studio Daisy with Yoshimitsu Ohashi attached as director. That's a level of professional backing that turns a creator passion project into a legit studio release. Then there's Kevin Penkin doing the music. Penkin has a knack for turning sparse cues into emotional anchors. In an 18-minute short where there's no room to linger, the soundtrack will often carry the connective tissue between beats, making silence and restraint feel deliberately full. This is no DIY YouTuber anime slops, nor a glossy studio franchise machine. This is a real passion project created with love and care by a guy who knows what he's doing and being done by people who are really good at their jobs. The collaboration blends indie drive, the risk-taking, the cultural specificity with real production craft. So texture, lighting, and subtle animation flourishes will likely matter more than flashy CG or viral-ready spectacle. They're also treating it like a proper launch, a theatrical premiere in Tokyo on August 24th, then a public release on Gigguk's YouTube channel paired with a behind-the-scenes documentary. That premiere plus free YouTube plan signals they want both industry recognition and mass reach, not one or the other. So to me, this reads less like a YouTuber made a thing and more like a deliberate hybrid play, creator-authored IP, corporate production support, and a distribution strategy built for virality. Which, if you know his history of roasting isekai trends, is exactly the kind of setup that's gonna make people talk, loudly. What makes this story taste a little stranger is the irony baked into it. Yeah, spent years lampooning lazy isekai, the same tropes, the same recycled kingdoms, so seeing him greenlight an isekai feels like a deliberate prank on the genre. People on socials leaned into that. Some treated it as a brilliant meta move, others as hypocrisy. I'm honestly fascinated by both reactions because they do something important. They force attention. Instead of a polite, sleepy release, you get hot takes, clips, and endless comparisons to every tired isekai out there. That chatter is attention currency. It keeps the title in feeds long after the drop. Beyond the irony, there's genuine curiosity. Fans want to know whether he'll lampoon the genre from inside it or try to redeem it with better world building and cultural specificity. Skeptics want to see whether a creator known for commentary can survive the mechanics of storytelling, pacing, character beats, emotional payoff in under 20 minutes. That gap between expectation and outcome is fuel for conversation. Every critique, every clip that divides opinion becomes a new reason for people to watch and rewatch. And that friction, it's not a problem, it's an amplifier.
Controversy and curiosity turn a short film into a topic thread, and threads are where algorithmic attention lives. So hold that irony in your pocket for a second, because the reasons this could actually land aren't just cultural or creative, they're tactical.
Here's the part that actually makes me optimistic. The ingredients line up in a way that's built for momentum, not just a one-off watch. First, there's the audience. Grant isn't starting from zero. He can drop the film into a funnel that already exists. Videos, a podcast, and a community that will watch on day one and clip the highlights. Early views matter more than ever. They seed recommendations and make the algorithm work for you instead of against you. Second, the distribution play is smart. A theater premiere creates headlines and validity. A free YouTube release creates scale. That combo lets them capture both press attention and immediate global eyeballs without gatekeeping. Third, the creative angle is genuinely fresh. Leaning on Southeast Asian myth gives the story an identity that can't be shrunk to yet another fantasy. Uniqueness is a shareability multiplier. It makes clips look different on your feed and gives creators something new to riff on. Fourth, the short runtime is an advantage, not a compromise. 18 minutes is snackable, easy to rewatch, and perfect for extracting 1 or 2 minute clips for socials. Those clips are the viral hooks that bring people back to the full piece, and they would turn a short into a cultural moment rather than an obscure festival.
Layer on the studio support and production discipline, and you get something that's polished enough to survive scrutiny, but nimble enough to be edited into shareable moments. Add a transparent making of, and you've got a pre-built content calendar. Tease, premiere, release, dissect. Every stage drives conversation and gives viewers reasons to stick around. That orchestration, thinking like a creator and launching like a studio, is the rare play that actually converts curiosity into sustained attention. Still, those same levers that amplify success can also blow up the flaws. When you prime a huge audience and feed the algorithm with controversy and clips, small mistakes get magnified. That tension between reach and scrutiny is where the real test lives, and where the team will either sink or steer the project.
So will Baan succeed? It has the rare combo, an influential creator who understands attention, real studio support, a fresh cultural angle, and a platform strategy built for reach. That doesn't guarantee an award, but it does guarantee eyeballs, conversation, and influence, which is exactly what new media projects need to break out. We may not have the next ReZero, but this is no Isekai trash. When it drops in full, expect heated takes, lots of clips, and a debate that keeps the film in feed far longer than a typical short. This might even be the project that inspires countless other creator-led animation projects. That's why, personally speaking, I'm rooting for this to work. I love seeing creators push into new territory, especially when they do it with partners who know the ropes. Baan won't need to win awards to matter. It only needs to prove a model. Creator-first IP, studio polish, and platform-native distribution can coexist. But let's be real for a second. What if Baan actually flops? It's possible. The hype could outweigh the execution, or maybe the audience just doesn't connect with the story. And if that happens, it'll sting. Not just for Gigguk, but for every creator watching from the sidelines, wondering if the jump into anime is worth the risk.
But here's the thing, even if Baan doesn't hit the way people expect, the fact that it exists at all is already a win. It shows studios are willing to take chances on creator-led ideas, it shows audiences are open to trying something new, and it proves that passion projects can push their way into an industry that usually feels untouchable. Sometimes being first matters more than being perfect. So yeah, maybe it flops. Or maybe it sparks a new path for anime itself. Either way, it's worth paying attention, because we don't get experiments like this often. And that's why I'll be watching closely, not just to see if Baan succeeds, but to see what its impact leaves behind.
At the end of the day, Baan is more than just another anime release. It's a test of whether a creator with passion, reach, and the right partners can really carve out space in an industry that's been so hard to break into. Whether it soars or stumbles, it's going to leave a mark. Because projects like this don't just vanish. They spark conversations, debates, and maybe even a new wave of creator-led anime. And honestly, I think that's exciting. Success or flop, we get to witness something rare. An anime born not from a committee, but from a creator's vision, making it all the way to our screens. That alone is worth paying attention to. But that's just me. What do you think? Is Baan the start of something big, or just an ambitious one-off?
Let me know because I have a feeling this is only the beginning of a much bigger story.
Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe leave a like and subscribe to make a guy happy after hours of editing. Press on that bell icon too while you're at it, so you will be notified about all of my latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later.